Hey guys, so today we're starting a new unit and it's all about circles. So we're going to look at everything from the circumference, going around the circle, to finding different pieces of the circle. Even something like how do you figure out what the area of your actual pizza crust is as opposed to an entire slice of pizza. So these are the different things that we're going to look at in this unit. And so for this unit, we have this vocabulary list. So this is sort of our reference sheet for the next 2 weeks. And we'll kind of piece through this. So as we're going through notes, I'll talk through the information on this reference list, and then I'll also be showing you examples or writing down extra notes on the side page here. So let's dive right into it. So again, we're working with circles, and a couple of the big vocabulary that you've probably heard before is we have a center, right? That's at the exact point in the middle of our circle. And we talked about this when I showed you how to make a cone. To find the center of a circle is wherever the diameters cross. So I folded that circle in half twice, right, when I made that cone, and where it crossed, that's the center, because the diameter is always split right at the center there. So going all the way across the circle, it is a diameter, and just a portion of the circle, so meaning for right here from P to B or from P to A, that's our radius. It's exactly half of the diameter, halfway from the center to an edge of the circle. And a central angle, and I'll zoom in here a bit, our central angle is talking about an angle that's made from the center, and it stretches out with radii to the outside. So again, a central angle it's at the center, that's its center point, and it's formed by two segments that go to the outside of the circle here. And so APC is a central angle. And just like all the way back in the beginning of the year, an angle has 3 letters here. So APC would be our angle there, okay? The next thing we're going to look at are minor and major arcs. So a major arc is something that is larger than 180 degrees. So if you look here, STR is a major arc. And we write major arcs typically with going clockwise. And so that's why it's STR here. And we always use 3 letters. So just like an angle has 3 letters, a major arc has 3 letters. Then a minor arc is less than 180 degrees. So even if it was 179.9, that would still be a minor arc. And a minor arc, we use 2 letters to describe it. That's why we have our S here is a minor arc. And then a semicircle cuts right through the middle. So anytime we have a diameter, we have a semicircle. And so for a semicircle, we have exactly 180 degrees. So minor arcs less than 180 degrees. Major arcs are greater than 180 degrees. And then semicircles are exactly 180 degrees, okay? And we're going to come back to segments and sectors in more detail later, but a sector is a piece of a circle. So think about a piece of pizza. That would be a sector. It goes from the center out, and a segment is just any piece of the circle. It doesn't have to be starting from the central angle there. So that's the difference there. And again, we're going to get more into that in our next topic. So a couple important formulas for circles. The first one is circumference, and circumference is essentially saying the perimeter of the circle, so the length around the outside. And the circumference, we have 2 formulas. It's either 2 pi r or pi d. So 2 pi times the radius or pi times the diameter. Because think if we double the radius, we're going to get the diameter. That's why both of those equations work. So next we're going to talk about arc measure. An arc measure is talking about the angle of an arc. So the difference between measure and degree. Measure, if we're talking about arc measure, is specifically asking for the degree of the angle. So an arc measure could be 20 degrees. If it asks for arc length, that's something that would be in, say, inches, centimeters. It's talking about a specific length around the triangle. So the angle is how the degree is, and then length, think about if you were walking along that piece of the circle. So if we're trying to figure out what the arc measure is, it's the exact same value of that interior angle or that central angle. So here, since angle RST is 50 degrees, the measure of RT is 50 degrees. So whenever we have that central angle, it tells us the measure of our angle for our arc. And we could figure out what this blue major arc is here from T to Q to S. We can find that out because all circles, we've been talking so much about triangles this year, all circles have a total of 360 degrees. So just like all triangles are 180, all circles add to 360. So if we have our angle right here, and this is 50 degrees, to figure out what the rest of our circle is, so this major arc here, from T to Q to R, all we would do is 360 minus 50. So this entire major arc would be 310 degrees. So that 360 is going to be really helpful when we're given different pieces of the circle, trying to figure out what those unknown angles are. So we can also actually find the length of that arc. I can figure out how long it is. Again, if we were to walk along that arc, and we do that with this formula here, that the arc is the measure of the arc divided by 360 times the circumference. And so let's look at this example here. So we have, I want to find the length of XY. So I want to figure out what this length is here. And I know that my radius is 15, which is good because I need to somehow figure out what the circumference is. And I know that this major arc is 240. So if this is 240, then all I have to do is 360 minus 240, and that's going to give me what XY is. So let's draw this here. So we have 15. This is 240, and that's centimeters. So if this is 240 below here, we just do 360 minus 240. And so that means the measure, so again, not the length, the measure here is 120 degrees. So now I need to use the measure of arc AB divided by 360 times the circumference. So that would be 120, so this is XY here, equals 120 divided by 360 times my circumference, which is 2 times pi times 15. And we are working with a fraction here, but what we can do is we can just multiply straight across and then divide by 360. So that means I can do 120 times 2 times 15. So I get 3,600 pi divided by 360, which means I get 10 pi. So often we'll leave it in terms of pi. So just double check if MathXL wants it in pi or if it wants it rounded. And if we multiply that out, we get 31.4 centimeters. And we would also include centimeters here. So again, we take the degree divided by 360 times the circumference. Okay, so let's do a couple more examples looking at these minor and major arcs and figuring out what their lengths are. So let's say we have an example like this. So we have 18 here. And we're told from B to C is, we don't know that one. We know from A to B is 120 degrees. And we want to find the length of BC. So remember, that's going to be the measure of the arc divided by 360 times the circumference. Right now we don't know the measure, so since this is a diameter, we have a semicircle. So that means that this is 180 total. So I need to do 180 minus 120, which means BC is 60 degrees. So now I can say that BC equals 60 divided by 360 times my circumference would be 18 times pi. And again, I'll multiply across, so I can do 60 times 18. And 60 times 18 gives me 180 pi divided by 360. And so when I do 180, my goodness, divided by 360, I get 3 pi. So this is 3 pi units. If it gave us centimeters or inches, we'd want to include that as well. Since we're talking about a length, we don't square or cube these because we're just talking about a distance. Okay, so one last thing to keep in mind is that we kind of are using puzzle. I know I use the word puzzle all the time in geometry, but really circles form a lot of different puzzle pieces. So let's think about a circle here. And in our circle, we have a diameter. We don't know what that is. And we have a segment here and a segment here, and we're told that these two are congruent. Okay? And we're gonna have one other segment here, and we're told that this is 80 degrees, and that's all we know. And we need to figure out what all of the angle measures are, all of the arc measures are in this circle. So let's think about just this half right here. So this is a semicircle, and I have 3 parts to my semicircle, and they all have to add to 180 degrees. So if this is 80, I do 180 minus 80, which gives me 100 degrees. So that means these two pieces right here, these two arcs, have to add up to 100. So if I divide by 2, that means these are each 50 degrees. So these arcs are both 50 degrees. And now let's use vertical angles. We haven't talked about vertical angles in quite some time here. Well, these two are vertical angles, right? Because we have 2 diameters, and so they cross at the center. So these two right here are congruent. So if this is 80 degrees, this other side has to be 80 degrees. And then once again, we have a semicircle. So this right here, we have a little squiggly line. This is another semicircle. So if this half is 80 degrees and these both have to add to 180, that means that this piece is 100 degrees. So again, we want to think about the fact that they all add to 360, so we can double check. 80 plus 100 plus 80 plus 50 plus 50 is going to give us 360. So we can always go back and double check that. Okay, so now you're going to work on Math Excel, which uses examples like this, and then we'll continue going through this reference sheet as we work through this unit. Great job, guys. Hop on office hours or email me if you have any questions.